Welcome back to Make Me a Fan. I'm the Jag.
I'm Pete.
And today we are starting a new series. Dare I say, an amazing...
A lethal series?
A lethal series. That is a great way to put it. Encyclopedia.
Oh, in fact, I was going to say, we'll make this one because he doesn't know this yet. We're also going to have a lethal injection of some great actual wrestling.
All right, very cool. Look.
Every match that we're going to watch in the series, I'm going to break this out because you don't even know this yet. Every match is at least 4 1/4 or 4.5 star from Meltzer.
Damn.
And on top of it, it's at least got an 8.0 or higher on Cage Match. So the fans loved it. The critics loved it, and you're gonna love it.
I hope so. Now, I don't know much about Jay Lethal, which is why I asked the Encyclopedia to please let's make me a fan of Jay Lethal, because all I know of Jay Lethal is doing the imitations of Ric Flair, which then, when we watched Make Me a Fan of Lance Archer, at least the attempt at Make Me a Fan of Lance Archer, we saw a...
Black Machismo.
Yeah, Black Machismo, which is an impression of Randy Savage, right? So the guy's an impressionist, and that's great, but that's all I freaking know. And he tells me there's a whole hell of a lot more to Jay Lethal than that. And based on the laughs and the evil twinkle in his eye, I know I'm in for some stuff. Now, I will say this. The only other thing I know, based on our, what is it called, Feast or Fired?
Yeah, Feast or Fired.
I saw he and Consequences Creed teamed up, and the name was Lethal Consequences. That is sick. I love that name. And they won
the tag titles, and it was a good run.
Fantastic name. So this guy, I don't know anything about it, so I'm just going to shut the hell up. Anything you want to say before we watch it?
I just want to say, guys, enjoy the ride. This is a great match. This is a super memorable one.
Champion versus champion.
Champion versus champion.
Yeah.
So let's click the play button right about now.
And we've watched a lot of amazing matches.
We certainly have.
This one is very close to the top.
I think we've got a little bit left to go from here. There is still up, yes, folks.
All right.
There is still up from here.
Okay.
Which I know you can't even believe.
Let me say this. Couple things come to mind when we talk about great matches that we've watched.
Yes.
Adam Cole versus Velveteen Dream.
Yes.
We watched another one, Velveteen and Aleister Black.
Yes.
Right? The reason why, and we say this all the time, so we get remix, okay, stories up.
Yeah. Hello.
Let's just keep it real, people. Like, this was multi-year build to this. And not necessarily multi-year between the two of them, but multi-year for his championship run and his championship run, and now winner takes all.
At best in the world.
You're damn right.
How could you not build that any bigger? I mean, this was a great match. Jay Lethal having a 440 plus, and at that time, continued on being the TV champ.
Yeah.
And we talked about it that Ring of Honor introduced the TV title in 2010 when they had signed the HD Net deal. And that was part of Cornette coming on and establishing all that. And I'm actually watching that in real time right now. I'm watching the TV episodes. And actually bought a bunch of the 2010 DVDs that haven't made it onto the Ring of Honor Club yet. So cool. I'm filling in this gap to actually understand how they built this. But in 2013-14, they changed the title to the current one that Jay Lethal won in 2014 and went on this amazing tear where he beat everybody in the sun and made that TV title. Not to say that Eddie Edwards, who was the first TV champion, spoiler alert, happened 10 years ago.
All right,
we got to talk about it, but the most important person with the TV title was Jay Lethal at this time. He took it from being a great thing to awesomeness.
Oh, for sure. Now, I don't have the history and the appreciation that you have. But coming into it as a brand new, I've never seen a Jay Lethal match before, short of the Feast or Fired, right?
Right.
Damn. Okay. Now, allow me to, and I'm gonna gush, and I'm gonna gush for good reason. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. If I'm talking out of turn, please slap me down, okay? But I feel like everybody who is anybody in the wrestling business at some point went through Ring of Honor.
100%.
Damn! Let's just keep it real. Roderick Strong, right? Even Red Dragon. What's the other guy's name? Fish, right?
So you have Kyle O'Reilly, and then Bobby Fish.
Yeah.
And then you've got Adam Cole, all the Undisputed Era people.
Yeah. Look who's in the background, who's walking out in the House of Truth. Dominic Dijakovic. Guess what? Killing it at PWG, right? He was a PWG guy.
Oh, absolutely.
Killing it in the WWE. Come on, man. Kevin Steen, right? El Generico. Like, all the matches we've watched that I'm like, holy crap, this is fantastic. The guys went through Ring of Honor. Look, people. I'm sorry. I gotta say this without I'm not being paid, okay? This is me just keeping it real as a wrestling fan. Ring of Honor, where have you been all my life?
Hello, so like, welcome to my story. You know, we stopped watching WWE about the same time, turn of the 2000s.
Yeah.
It just wasn't cool anymore. You know, what was happening in WWE wasn't for us.
Yeah.
I missed the entire thing, and I've said it multiple times on the show, that if I knew that Wednesday night TNA had the Asylum shows, I would have been watching. At the very same time in 2002, Ring of Honor starts running shows as well. And it's funny because there's a Asylum episode where they say, well, there's this young upstart company that these other guys wrestle at called Ring of Honor. Mike Tenay calls them out by name in an Asylum episode, like number 8 or so.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's so interesting to see that, like, where were both of these? I professional wrestling, I am apologizing for leaving you. I'm sorry, I love you. It took 10 years to come back to it, but I'm sorry, I love you. And I missed all of it, but I don't, because now I'm able to watch it and love it and appreciate it.
And I'm looking at it in the same way. I'm going, wait a second, this was available?
Yeah, if I knew that this was around, I wouldn't have stopped watching.
And the sad part, and I mean sad, yes, unfair, I guess, is that the masses, people, I was a pro wrestling fanatic. I wrote a freaking column about it every week. I loved it with every cell in my body, and then life kind of got in the way because the #1 player, WWE, was not putting out the stuff that spoke to me. But damn, I didn't know this was available.
I know.
And to be, and I'm sorry, Carrie, if you're watching this, because I have a feeling you are, because you watched other episodes, and we appreciate it. Ring of Honor being the younger brother, almost the redheaded stepchild of the pro wrestling world, because we had the WWE, and we had WCW, and then WWE absorbed them, and then we had TNA Impact, which was on Sci-Fi or whatever the hell channel it was on at the time, right? And so that was like the #2. And even though that was good, this is better.
Oh, for sure.
I'm just gonna care. I mean, hey, I would love to work at Impact someday. I'd love to work at freaking Ring of Honor. If they're putting out this quality of stuff, where the hell do I sign? Give me a pen and a piece of paper. I will sign that crap now. I'll sign it for a freaking 10-year deal. Because if you, Ring of Honor, are capable of doing this, then oh my gosh, like real talk.
The sky's the limit.
You damn right. And I'm not even like, look, I've said on this show, I want to work for Impact. Because I didn't know what Ring of Honor was capable of. I'd heard of Ring of Honor, I'd heard of Honor Club, but I'm like, okay, Ring of Honor, you're part of the conversation. You know? It was like hockey. When I say hockey, let me keep it real and contextualize this. American football, NBA, MLB, hockey, right? NHL. And it was like, okay, WWE.
Soccer might even be above hockey.
WWE, let's say AEW, right? Which is kind of second. Then you got Impact, and then you got Ring of Honor in my mind. So I'm like, okay, there's some people that are diehard NHL fans, people that live and breathe NHL, just like there were people that lived and breathed Ring of Honor, okay? And I'm listening to a lot of Cornette stuff because I work in outside sales. Surprise, the Jack talks for a living, okay? And I drive all over Hell's Half Acre trying to sell people stuff. And so I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to Jim Cornette all the freaking time. And he talks about his time in TNA. He talks about his time in Ring of Honor. He's been everywhere, okay? Because the guy knows wrestling, all right? But he talks trash a lot of times on Impact and on Ring of Honor. I don't know why he's talking trash, because this is freaking fantastic.
It is. This is good stuff. And towards the end of 2011, as the Sinclair deal goes in, Cornette fades out.
What year was this?
This is 2015.
Dude, man, like if I knew this was available
5 years ago, yeah, dude, trust me.
I only came back to wrestling because of AEW.
Right.
Because a coworker of mine, OC Steve, had the Young Buck Funko Pops on his desk, and I'm like, who the hell is that? If somebody had a Jay Lethal Funko Pop 5 years ago, I'd have been like, who the hell is that? So it's just timing, okay? It was just timing. I didn't know about AEW. I didn't know about the Elite. I didn't know about Double or Nothing. Somebody had to tell me.
Right.
Unfortunately, nobody told me about Ring of Honor.
Right.
Nobody told me about Jay freaking Lethal and the lethal injection and the lethal combination, which was fantastic. I know we're not really talking about the match right now, but the match itself was fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
The what do you call it, the J Driver?
The J Driller.
J Driller through the table, fan-freaking-tastic. Kicking those clowns away from ringside, great. Nigel McGuinness kicking old boy, the manager, Truth Martini off of ringside, fantastic. We saw it coming, but we knew it was going to happen. It had to happen, because it had to be decided by these two freaking warriors in the ring.
They're both Titans. Titans, and when they lock horns at Best in the World, we're going to find out who the best in the world is. You can't do better storytelling than this. Exactly. If you don't think it's great storytelling, I don't know what to tell you.
No, and I mean, there was a part of me that thought for a second, like, I hope this Truth Martini guy doesn't like clock him with the book, and that's how he wins. It had to be decided in the arena between the two gladiators. And it was. And I loved it. This was fantastic. No wonder that, what's the rating?
So this got 4.25 stars from Meltzer and an 8.08 from the Cage Match fans.
First of all, Meltzer, you're fired, okay? And I can't fire him because he's an institution at this point, okay? But if the freaking Young Bucks match that we watched yesterday got a higher rating than this, Meltzer needs to be fucking, pardon me, Meltzer needs to be shot, okay? Because this was 10 million times better than that freaking Young Bucks match. So the Cage Match rating sounds about right. Was it 8 point what?
8.08.
Yeah, well, I'd say 8.9, okay? Because it was that damn good.
Well, speaking of that, we're going to go a few years into the past from where we are at currently. We're going to go to Glory by Honor, number 11. Okay. And we're actually going to see, it's in 2012, and we're going to see Davey Richards.
Jeez, 2012.
Versus Jay Lethal, and this is gonna be a slobber knocker.
Really?
This is gonna be a great one, guys.
I know this has made me a fan of Jay Lethal. This has made me a bigger fan of Ring of Honor, which we already love Ring of Honor. Oh, yeah. I already had respect for Ring of Honor, not necessarily because I'd seen so much, which you've seen everything, but the people involved. We love and respect Brody King. Mm-hmm. We love and respect Marty Scurll. Okay, we love and respect a lot of people. Bateman, yes,
all these guys. So many great people, and especially
Shane Taylor, right? Yes. There's a lot of people that we said, hey, these guys are good, and we like them, and so they must be in a good. At least this is my thought process. Yeah. Ring of Honor must be good.
Dan Moff, I mean, come on.
So I'm like, all right. Of our friends. And before COVID-19 derailed our freaking train, we were headed to Vegas to cover Ring of Honor with press passes so we could interview some of these people because we recognized that Ring of Honor was prolific and gifted.
It's the place to be.
But in the meantime of sitting here with no live wrestling to watch and we're just coming up with stuff to review, we've gone back to Jay Lethal, which has now shown me some amazing Ring of Honor stuff, and I have that much more appreciation of Ring of Honor. So, Carrie, if you're watching, and I have a feeling you are, son of a biscuit, when I meet you, I'm going to give you that Mega Powers handshake, a high five, a hug, and buy you a freaking beer and I don't know, something. Handshake, hug, and a highball, right? We'll drink whatever you want to drink. Because this is fan-freaking-tastic, and I just wish I had known about it before. Which is maybe a diss to the marketing department. I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful. But if I have anything to say about it, give me a megaphone, Jimmy Hart style, and I will tell the world.
Screaming from the rooftop.
Oh, you know it, man. Please believe me. I haven't watched WWE in a while because it's just not speaking to me. This makes me excited. And you said there's something even better tomorrow?
How about a 4.5 star from The Observer?
Screw Meltzer. What do the people say?
8.28.
All right, well then bring your butts back tomorrow at 9 o'clock Pacific, 12 noon Eastern for more Jay Lethal. Make me a fan of Jay Lethal and more Ring of Honor because holy mother of pearl, this is prolific and gifted. We will see you guys tomorrow.